Hey everybody, welcome back for another recipe for food that warms your soul. Hope you're well, hope you're having a super day. Today we're going to do some chicken thighs in mushroom sauce. We'll start off with 2 or 3 strips of bacon that's just slivered. You can use any kind of bacon you like. I tend to like leaner cuts of bacon if that's possible, I know. But the purpose here is to render out some of the fat. I'm noticing though that I'm not getting very much fat from this bacon, as you see in the pan. So I've decided to add a tablespoon of olive oil to help it along. Throw in a tablespoon of crushed garlic and a half a diced onion. That's going to be the base for the sauce. So we'll saute that until the onions start to get translucent and maybe a bit caramelized around the edges. And the oil will kind of release the fond from the bacon juice on the bottom of the pan. So after sauteing for a while, we're going to add 6 to 8 boneless, skinless chicken thighs. You can use any cut of chicken that you like. You can use legs, you can use breasts, bone in, skin on, whatever you like. For this recipe, I just happen to like skinless chicken thighs because it's a little less fat and there's much more flavor in chicken thighs than there is chicken breast. And the size of the package depends on your family. I mean, this is the smallest I could find at the time, and I'm going to be eating chicken and mushroom sauce for a while. So once the chicken's in the pan, we just need to season it with the usual salt and pepper. Take it easy on the salt here because you have used bacon, so there might be a lot of salt in the bacon unless you've got reduced salt bacon or something like that. But just take it easy till the end. Once the chicken has been sauteing for a while, we turn it over and we're going to saute the other side and get it brown. And we'll also want to season up these chicken thighs on this side as well. So another round of salt and pepper, a little bit. It's always best to season things that you're cooking in layers so that everything tastes great at the end. You don't want salt and pepper just laying on the top of something at the very end of the recipe. You want it cooked in and it tastes better. So now the chicken's browned. I'm going to take the chicken out of the pan and I'm going to start making some of the mushroom sauce that goes with it. I'm using a pint of cremini mushrooms. Do you guys know what cremini are? They're kind of baby portobellos. They have a lot of flavor, much more than regular button mushrooms. I know there's always a controversy about whether you should wash mushrooms or not. My feeling is that if you wash them, you must use them right away because mushrooms will absorb water. I tend to take a damp cloth and just wipe off any dirt or anything that's in the package and cut off any of the stems at the bottom. But you do what you like. Now the mushrooms have sauteed for a bit and starting to release some of their wonderful juices into the pan. I'm going to add a teaspoon of mushroom stock concentrate. It adds a lot of flavor, but it is salty, so be careful with your salt content until you get to the end. I'm adding a can of cream of mushroom soup. They also have cream of wild mushroom soup, which would be really good as well. So either one works, but of course, use the can of soup that you like best. This will work with just about anything. Once we get the soup in the pan, we're going to start sauteing it all together and getting all those wonderful flavors from the pan together. It's going to be a wonderful mushroom gravy here. Sauce gravy, I don't know. I switch those terms back and forth. I'm adding a can of mushrooms with the water. This particular brand has got no salt added and is a can of wild mushrooms. I've never seen it before. I found it by accident and I'm trying it out today. But it would be a shame to throw away that water. Since there's no salt in it, why wouldn't you add some beautiful mushroom water to your recipe? I mean, it makes sense to me. What do you guys think? I know there are some people out there that throw every kind of water or sauce away, but to me, you're throwing away flavor. Anyways, we're going to add those chicken thighs back to the skillet. And we're kind of push them underneath so that all that mushroom sauce gets enveloped around the chicken. And we're going to add enough chicken broth to cover. So I'm not sure how much that is because it depends on the size of your pan and how much you're making. This particular chicken broth has got white wine added, which makes a delicious flavor. Instead of using broth, you can also use just white wine if you want to. Just make sure you cook off the alcohol before you continue on with the recipe. See, I didn't have quite enough chicken broth in this one, so I've added a bit more. I want the chicken to kind of be submerged in all the good saucy stuff. So this needs to simmer for about 20 minutes until the chicken's cooked through. You can check that with a fork and you'll be able to tell. So after it's simmered for 20 minutes, you see the sauce is thickened, the color has changed. It's a beautiful brown, mushroomy kind of gravy now. I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of sour cream. You can use whatever kind of sour cream you like. Low fat, no fat, full fat, whatever you like. It all works. I'm just looking for the flavor of the sour cream here. I mean, if you don't want sour cream, you could use cooking cream. I've used 5% cooking cream here. That works sometimes. Or 35% cream if you're feeling a bit indulgent. It's up to you. This recipe is very flexible. I cooked up some German Spaetzle. I mean, the proper German pronunciation is Spaetzle, but this dish comes from southern Germany in the Bavarian area, so there it's called Spaetzle. Everything in Schwäbisch, which is the language spoken in that area, has a little LE at the end, so everything's le. Spaetzle, everything's le. So I've served up some chicken on top of the Spaetzle. We're ready to eat. Throwing in another recipe today. This is Instant Pot potato and bacon soup. This is like the fully loaded baked potato you get when you eat a steak. It's wonderful. 2 or 3 slices of bacon that are slivered up, a tablespoon of garlic, and a half of a chopped onion. We saute that in the bottom of the Instant Pot on the saute setting. You're going to have to pardon me for the steam. For some reason it's going right up to the camera again, and I forgot to haul out my little battery operated fan to push that away. I'm sorry, I didn't notice it until I was editing. But you add a cup of stock. I've used chicken stock in this one, and you need to scrape off all the fond at the bottom of the pan. That's the bacon and onion juices that get stuck onto the bottom. You want to scrape those up. They add a lot of flavor to the soup, and you want to try to avoid the burn notice on your Instant Pot. Takes a bit of doing to get that fond off, but I mean, it's worthwhile in the end. The flavor is good, and it avoids you getting that burn message, like I said. I'm going to add about 4 cups of diced potatoes. You'll notice when I use vegetables that I do not tend to peel vegetables. I wash them and scrub them, but all the nutrient value of a vegetable is just underneath the skin. So cutting it all off, you're throwing out any value that that vegetable has. Add some salt and pepper. Easy again on the salt because you have used bacon and it might get tremendously salty. Seal the Instant Pot up. Make sure your vent is closed and set it on high for 20 minutes. And there's it cooked. All the potatoes are soft. I'm just mashing them up a little bit because, I mean, this is supposed to be soup, not stew. You can puree it if you like. I tend to like chunky soup, so this is mine. And I've added a 1/4 cup of sour cream. And you can also add shredded cheese if you like. Thanks for stopping by today. I hope you enjoyed the recipe for some food that warms your soul. See you next time.